A very good evening to you all and welcome from me, Rukidi Kijjanangoma, to News Tonight. This Monday, the 13th day of October 2025. But first, let's have a look at our top stories.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Stories tonight. Arua city booms as NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni canvasses for votes. The State Minister for Higher Education, J.C. Muyingo, cautions schools against ejecting candidates with school fees balances. And Israel releases 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,700 detainees for 20 surviving hostages.
Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. Let's get started. The NRM presidential candidate, President Yoweri Museveni, has pledged to construct one Seko Panyimoro Pakwach Rhino Camp Obongi and the Dufule Road that links Madio Kolo to the neighboring West Nile districts as a means to facilitate business. Mr. Museveni was campaigning in the newly created Madio Kolo district alongside the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni. We have more in this story.
The NRM candidate Yoweri Museveni still continues with his vote hunt in the West Nile sub-region. He held a rally in Madio Kolo district and Arua city. In Madio Kolo, Museveni alongside the First Lady, Janet Museveni, addressed a rally at Ajai Sports Stadium. Museveni has promised to construct one Seko Panyemor, Pakwach Rhino Camp, Obongi and Dufule Road that links Madio Kolo to the neighboring West Nile districts to facilitate business.
This road is part of the road we are going to tarmac in the coming plans. This is the road from Nebi to Goli to Zombo to War to all the way to Arua.
He also pledged to construct primary schools in the parishes and secondary schools in the sub-counties. Candidate Museveni also pledged to upgrade Rhino Camp Health Center 4 to a district hospital.
In the coming government, we are going to upgrade the Rhino Camp Health Center 4 to a general hospital.
Rhino Camp level hospital.
Upgrade Buru Kuatuni Health Center 2 to Health Center 3. Construct a new Health Center 3 in Anyiribu sub-county.
President Museveni has urged the people of Madio Kolo to take advantage of the parish development model for their social and economic empowerment.
So therefore, I am appealing to all of you. Please use this PDM money to get out of poverty. And when you have money in your home, you are supporting the country.
The president was in the company of the First Lady and top government officials who all urged the Madio Kolo residents to vote for their party flag bearer.
And make Uganda a better home for our country, for our children, and the children of the coming generations.
Excellency, my people of Madio Kolo, being in a refugee hosting area, are very, very grateful that you've constructed schools for them.
We need to protect the gains we have achieved in Madiokolo, that they became a district, and an autonomous district from the original Arua district.
The local leaders welcomed candidate Museveni's pledges. These issues have been a challenge in the region.
All aware, the president promised the security road from Wanseko, Panyimuru, Pakwati, Rhino Camp, Obongi, Dufile. This road has been promised year in and year out, every elections period. So people are very anxious, they need it. That's one. People are still craving for a district hospital. That's one of the expectations here. As if that's not enough, we're having unresolved border disputes. That's what our people are looking at.
Biggest challenge we have in Madiokolo is poverty. We are in very unenviable position as West Nile, or being the second poorest in Uganda after Karamoja. So we must address this issue of poverty. Poverty creates a cyclical event. There's a multiplier effect on health, there's a multiplier effect on a poor education. Even if you have electricity in the villages, when you are poor, you will not enjoy that electricity because you cannot connect.
On Tuesday, October 14th, 2025, candidate Museveni will campaign in Maracha and Koboko districts. Story compiled by Aguta Philip for UBC News.
Still with the NRM presidential candidate, President Museveni has brought Arua City to its knees as the NRM presidential flag bearer combed for support in the area. Arua City Golf Course grounds were filled with supporters from the city and district gathered to receive the head of state who is seeking for another term of office.
By the time President Museveni left for Madiokolo, the first campaign rally of the day, Arua City was gearing up for him. The city walk poured all supporters at Arua Golf Course grounds. The interest to the venue witnessed queues of supporters rushing to position themselves for the mega NRM campaign rally. The arrival of the NRM Secretary General Richard Odwong, Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayewa, and Speaker Anita Ntamong were signals for the coming of the NRM presidential candidate. Moments later, the cheering grounds received the president, who was accompanied by the First Lady. The evening rally was massively attended by voters from Arua district and city.
PDM has done a lot, Your Excellency.
The first one is the peace. If you see so many people like this today, Muse, we are grateful to you as a father and mama for giving us this peace.
Peace and stability we have, the formula is only known to our national chairman. Nobody in this country can make Uganda more peaceful than His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Present were government, party and religious leaders.
May you fill him with good health, long life, and continue to use him as an instrument of justice, peace, unity, love, and holistic development.
Almighty God, as we are now exercising our rights in the general elections by choosing our political leaders, we pray for peace. May all our citizens and their respective candidates respect one another.
President Yoweri Kaguta with the ball. He's looking for Dennis Amson Obua from northern Uganda. He gives the pass to Dennis Amson Obua. Amson Obua looks for Richard Odwong. Richard Odwong with the ball. Richard Odwong is looking for Anita Among. Anita Among with the ball. Back to Dennis Amson Obua. Dennis Amson Obua to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. President Museveni is dribbling. President Museveni is dribbling. One goal! Goal number one!
Your Excellency, the people who are here, so many of them love you. Museveni oye! Museveni oye! NRM oye!
Addressing the gathering, First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni were thankful to the turn-up.
Thank you for realizing that and really sticking with NRM. Thank you for coming here to show the strength of NRM party.
Highlighting what has so far been achieved, Kataha Museveni is convinced that under NRM, Uganda is still in better hands.
NRM is a party that wants to show the world that Africans are a serious breed of Africans. And by God's grace, they'll be able to ensure that Uganda will grow from strength to strength. Therefore, ensure that no person in your village will stay in the house on the voting day. Make it your responsibility to ensure that all votes go to NRM.
Museveni has still reaffirmed his commitment to free education for all. In the health department, Museveni says in the coming term of office, there will be upgrades in this area.
Upgrade Lazebu, Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Arivu sub-county.
When it comes to infrastructure, this is the commitment from the president.
We still have the road from Terego to go direct to Moyo. We have never had on that road.
Museveni further urges that East Africa's integration is the only solution to the market scarcity in Uganda.
But NRM says the internal market is not enough. That's why when we came into government, we had to negotiate afresh with Kenya, Tanzania, to bring back the East African community. You people of Arua, you are the one who know the importance of the market most.
The rally ended with the party chairman handing over flags to area flag bearers. Robert, UBC News.
Thanks, Robert, for that story there. Still with the 2026 presidential candidate campaigns and the National Unity Platform NUP presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has promised Ugandans a new Uganda with improved service delivery in education, health, agriculture and infrastructure. Kyagulanyi made these remarks while campaigning in Butebo and Budaka districts. We have more in this story.
The National Unity Platform President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu spent the day touring the two districts, meeting supporters and party leaders in Butebo and Budaka. During the rallies, Kyagulanyi urged residents to vote him and all NUP candidates at every level to enable the party fully implement its manifesto, which he says will transform Uganda into a country that works for everybody.
So, togenda kulonda Bobi Wine kuba fanana bulungi. Okay, fanana bulungi kale. Naye temugenda kulonda Bobi Wine kubanga chali wamwe. Temugenda kulonda Bobi Wine kubanga mumumanyi. Temugenda kulonda Bobi Wine kubanga sitabayimbira bulungi. No, njagala mulonde Bobi Wine kubanga Bobi Wine bwanagenda mu America nakopaye ebyakabi agenda kujagambe mu bizimbe wano.
Local leaders in the area also took the opportunity to present their challenges, including poor roads, lack of teachers in schools, and inadequate health facilities. On stage, Kyagulanyi energized the crowd with the songs and words of encouragement, expressing his love and hope for New Uganda. Kyagulanyi emphasized the need to build better roads, improve agriculture, education, and health services. He asked the residents to vote for him and all NUP members in the upcoming elections, so that they can bring real change to the country. Kyagulanyi later proceeded to Budaka district, where he delivered the same message, promising improved living standards for all Ugandans if elected president.
People power! Our power! People power! Abagenda kulonda President Kyagulanyi.
Now, the Bennett communities in Bukwo district have been assured of getting back Mountain Elgon land that was gazetted and designated as part of Mount Elgon National Park by government. While conducting his campaign rallies in Bukwo Town Council, the FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi said these people used this forest for their livelihoods.
Even our parents right now told us that this was their land. They could even tell us that we were living.
FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi has expressed concern with the way the Bennett community in Bukwo were evicted from the Mount Elgon forest, whose traditional lands were originally within the boundaries of the forest before it was gazetted. The Bennett lived in and around the forest for centuries, relying on it for hunting and agriculture. Government resettled some original inhabitants to make way for conservation.
You are seeing all this area, people are cultivating this way. Even they have been also, even we have been this other side, we have been cultivating, but they have now chased us. Even all.
If people park, get you there. When you are helping yourself, they arrest you.
Park rangers are threatening people, beating people, even harassing people, killing people.
This is the very place where these other people are affected. We have 256 families, but since then, the president this government has not resettled the IDPs.
However, the process was poorly handled, says Mafabi, leaving some communities still within the boundaries of Mount Elgon National Park, which is currently being managed by Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Where UA is always on our case. He gave us the forest for us to survive. He gave us Mount Elgon so that we can grow food and enjoy. We want to survive on UA, it is me whom we should vote as a president. The people of Bennett, I am the one who led that motion so that we could have them given some land to survive.
The candidate also campaigned at Swam border in Bukwo district. The campaign team passed through the hilly roads of Kwen district, but their first rally in Ngenge was disrupted by police.
What is situation with them?
Alliance for National Transformation ANT presidential candidate Jerome Gishamuntu has urged Kalangala residents to vote for change for good service delivery. Jerome Muntu's campaign in Kalangala district highlighted the challenges faced by its residents. He said the geographical layout of the islands poses significant difficulties in accessing essential services, particularly healthcare.
Jerome Muntu's campaign focuses on addressing the systematic challenges facing islands and hard-rich areas in the Kalangala district. He emphasized that the current state of infrastructure, fishing, water transport, and essential services in the district is unacceptable. Muntu called on residents to join him in shaping the new Uganda, where everyone has access to quality service delivery and economic opportunities.
Ebintu by'obulajjaggavu, ebintu by'enguzi bijja kukoma. Endowooza egenda okujja mu ggwanga empya gye tunaazimbirako. Muntu kumanya nti wemba nga njagala genda mu politics, gendayo ng'ogenda kusaavinga abantu.
Most of the islands in the Kalangala during bad weather, travel becomes nearly impossible, leading to delayed government services.
Genda olime, genda olunde, genda okole ekkolero. Kubanga tugenda kuteekako embeera n'enkola enaakusobozesa okufuna ssente ng'ozeekoledde, mukkiriza nti enkola esobola okubaawo oba mwagwamu essuubi esoboka.
Being inland district Kalangala lacks reliable transportation infrastructure except the ferry transport.
Enyingiza ey'ebintu ebirime eyagala mubeere n'enguudo ennungi, mubeere ne support kw'abo abalima okulaba nti omuntu asobola okwewola ssente, katugambe ng'abo abali mu binazi oba alimye omwanyi oba alina ekira kyakola eky'obulimi.
Jerome Muntu's visit brought attention to these pressing issues and the need for innovative solutions to address them.
Babeere ssente ezaabo abali mu bulimi, abali mu bulunzi. Kye twagalira okuzzaawo banka eya cooperative ate n'okulaba nti wabaawo essente ne bwe ziba nga ziyita mu commercial banks naye nga zitagetinga abo abali mu bulunzi abali mu bulimi okuzongera omuntu n'agenda ne yeewolamu n'akola ki n'akola ebintu mu bizinesi gy'alimu.
Haruna Mutesasira reporting for UBC News in Kalangala district.
News tonight takes a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabibiona. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Then you can buy the smartphone Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest mpora in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Two nations, one destination. The Consulate General of Uganda in Mombasa presents the 4th Uganda-Kenya Coast Tourism Conference and Exhibition, a celebration of the intermarriage of tourism between Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and Kenya, the Pride of Africa. Discover Uganda's adventure, from gorilla trekking and whitewater rafting to Kenya's rich wildlife and world-famous beaches. Delegates from Uganda will enjoy an exclusive fam trip to Kenyan coast from the 22nd to the 26th of October. Even tee off at the golf tournament at Vipingo Ridge on the 25th October, followed by the conference on the 27th to the 28th of October at Ocean Beach Resort and Spa in Malindi. Register today on our website www.thetourismconference.org. Join us and be part of the future where Uganda meets Kenya and Africa shines brighter.
Ochikoze mwana. Shop is stocked, customers ready. Now it's time for takeoff. So offer them more. Become a Wendy agent today and offer mobile money top-ups, customer service support, utility payments, water, power, pay TV. You're now. Turn your shop into a Wendy agent hub and commissions on every tap and easy access to loans.
That's right. More foot traffic, more sales, more profit, paid instantly. Register free. Call 0800-217-200 or WhatsApp 0707-993-930.
Wendy Wonawoli.
Send transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Check out the cup. SMS the code. Wamure virabo. Tulaga manyi. Karuka sita wabuza. Masaba maji. Masaba maji. Bikole Masavu ne Premier Distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win border borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. I am Rukidi Kijjanangoma. Now, the Minister of State for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has cautioned stakeholders in schools against ejecting candidates with school fees balances. Minister Muyingo made this appeal while monitoring UCE examinations progress in various secondary schools in Kampala and metropolitan areas.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, has cautioned stakeholders in secondary schools against refusing candidates with school fees balances from sitting their papers. The minister was on a monitoring tour of UCE examinations progress in various secondary schools in Kampala metropolitan area.
Candidates who have been stopped from doing exams because of failure to pay fees. I think that is unfortunate because in some of the engagements we've had with the owners of schools, we have agreed that teachers, whether student candidates, should not be locked out of the examination room because of non-payment of school fees.
Before the monitoring exercise, Muyingo, accompanied by senior officials from the Education Ministry, had a meeting with Executive Director UNEB, Dan Odong.
As far as the UCE is concerned, we have not, the engagements that we have had with our teachers, with the schools, we do not have any indication so far that this examination is going to be disrupted.
Dr. Muyingo visited various schools and commended public school teachers who are back in the classroom. He, however, urged those still at home to resume their normal duties as government addresses their grievances.
Abasomesa bali mu kibiina basomesa okumala ebbanga omusomesa weewuukwata n'agenda ku ssomero kusomesa manya nti okolera baana baffe ettima era genda mu ssomero genda ku ssomero gy'olina okusomesa osomese in case oli omu ku abo abatannakugamba nti badda ku masomero.
Some teachers and candidates had this to say.
It wasn't very difficult like how we expected. We were in fear, but time came when we chilled our hearts. So it wasn't very difficult.
It was what we expected, most of us. Because if you read, it was easy for some of us to read.
Over 430,000 candidates registered with UNEB are sitting for this year's UCE exams across the country.
Business news now, and it's time now for us to have a look at the segment of Buza Commissioner, where the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority gets a chance to answer some of the questions that you have sent to him, especially at the business community.
Buza Commissioner.
I'm a small business owner operating a drug shop. We are licensed by NDA, this is the National Drug Authority, but we are still being taxed by URA and municipal authorities. Also demand from us license fees. Is this triple taxation? What tax are we expected to pay as drug shop operators? Our dear viewer, this is a very good question. Now, URA is mandated to assess and collect taxes for the central government. And what we collect is mainly tax revenue and some non-tax revenues. However, there are other agencies of government which collect other service fees and other license fees other than Uganda Revenue Authority. Take an example of National Drug Authority. They will license you, and for that license, they will charge you a fee. Or the local authorities will charge you some ground fee, some ground fees or rent. Now, these are separate tax heads. And I think the point that you make is, can we work together with these agencies to collect these taxes in a way that does not wear you out? Because you're right to assume that we are actually taxing you triple. But if you draw a distinction between the tax we'll collect from you, you will then understand that these are different taxes by different agencies of government. Therefore, URA will come to you only to correct your income tax because you run a business that has made profit, and at the end of the year, you contribute your income tax. Or you employ staff, that you pay as you earn, that you pay salaries, and therefore on behalf of government, you collect pay as you earn. Short of that, we will not collect fees on behalf of getting the NDA license. But we are already having a discussion as government agencies to find a smarter way and less exhausting way of collecting all these fees at once, so that once we give you an assessment, we can take what belongs to NDA and what belongs to the local government and what belongs to URA, and we split it later on. But that is work ongoing, and once our systems are integrated, we'll get to that smart way of approaching you together as different agencies of government, but working together. So now bear with our multiple visits until we are able to integrate our systems and do a single visit, and you pay each one separately.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
And that brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. And my name is Rukidi Kijjanangoma, inviting you for our second and final edition of News Tonight that will come you at 10 p.m. But right now, it is the front bench with Jethro Kasaiji, who is on stand. To you.
Thank you, Kija. Now, tonight, Ugandans have to realize that every nation has national core values that citizens must uphold or abide to. In Uganda, we do have about 12 national core ethical values. However, there are principles, there are laws that are usually set that actually have to work on these unethical behaviors. It is very important, but among those, the 12, there must be respect to humanity and environment, integrity, patriotism, national unity, among others. Now, tonight on the show, I do have the pleasure to have the Honorable State Minister for Ethics and Integrity, Honorable Rose Lily Akello. Good to have you on the show, Honorable.
Thank you so much. Good evening, viewers out there. I want to thank the presenter and thank my colleagues whom we are with here. We are here today, most especially to speak about Bishop Annington.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I also do have the Permanent Secretary that is from the Directorate of Ethics and Integrity, Mr. Joel Wanjala. Good to have you on the show, PS.
Thank you. Good evening, viewers. I take this opportunity to greet you, and I'm happy to be on this talk show.
And lastly, on the panel, I do have Reverend Canon Aaron Mwesije, who is the Director Ethics in charge of Religious Affairs. Good to have you on the show, Reverend.
Good evening, viewers. I'm also lucky to be part of this team. My Honorable Minister, my Accounting Officer, and we are privileged to attend this function so that we can share views regarding the event that the Minister has said.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our focus tonight, we shall be focusing on the commemoration of Bishop Annington, who was killed in 1885. That was in October 29th. A lot of lessons that Ugandans have to draw from Bishop Annington. What are those? We shall be understanding many of those from the senior officials that I have actually introduced to you. I am Jethro Kasaiji. It's time for the front bench. Let's get started.